Welcome back to another episode of Hope for Your Life, where we believe there's always hope, no matter what situation you're in. You know, hopelessness doesn't always come from just a tragedy or a loss or some sudden crisis. Sometimes we can have a sense of hopelessness just because we're not satisfied with life. We don't feel like we're going anywhere. We feel a sense of just stagnation. Have you ever felt that way? You know, you felt like, you know, your life is just a series of routines, a just unending sequence of activities and concerns that just recycle themselves every day. You know, wash, rinse, repeat. Sometimes we get into those ruts where we just feel like, where's the meaning? What's the purpose? You know, why am I here? And sometimes that is what causes us to feel a sense of hopelessness, this sense that, you know, life is just on autopilot and you just kind of coasting through life, not ever really thinking deeply or consciously about what you're doing and what life is really about. So I want to talk about how do we break out of that rut? How do we break out of that autopilot, routine kind of living that sometimes really gets us down about life? How do we break through to more engaging, intentional living? So I want to make 3 suggestions. Number one, find focus and meaning in your life. Find focus and meaning in your life. And you don't always have to change your situation in order to find meaning in your life. Sometimes that can happen just simply by putting the why question to whatever it is you're doing. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I in this situation? Right? So let's say, for example, you're in a job, you're in a work situation that you're not really satisfied with. You know, you want to have something more rewarding, more beneficial to you. But right now, this is where you are, and this is all you've been able to sustain at the moment. Well, maybe if you ask yourself, why am I here? What's my purpose for being in this company, in this position, and doing what I'm doing? And maybe the answer comes to you, you know what? You're here to develop and sharpen certain work habits and work ethics that are going to prepare you for that next rewarding and more beneficial position that is going to come your way. Maybe that becomes your aim now. I'm going to focus on developing those skills and those work habits that are going to prepare me for the next level or for the next step. Or maybe your answer to that why question is, you know, I'm here to learn everything I can about the product or the services that we offer or the type of business that we're in, because I one day want to own my own business. So I'm going to glean everything that I can about the way we operate, about how business is done and not done, so that I'm ready when the opportunity comes for me to start my own company or my own business. See, right there, what you've done is you've changed your perspective about life without even changing your situation. And now you've infused some intentionality and some engagement into your life and your living, because now you have an aim. Now you have a purpose, and you have equipped yourself for greater possibilities, right? And that leads me to the second point, actually. Open your mind to greater possibilities. Open your mind to greater possibilities. I think a lot of times we keep our capabilities and our strengths and our dreams and our visions trapped behind our limitations. You know, we begin to focus on all the things we can't do, all the things we're not qualified for, time constraints, budget constraints, physical limitations, all of these kinds of things. And we just we cut our potential to fit our limitations, right? We compress our strengths and our capabilities and really our expectations of life to fit our limits. And the only way we can break out of that, I mean, we do need to break out of that. And the only way we can break out of that is one or two ways. One, either we embrace and accept the fact that our God-given talents and capabilities and strengths far outweigh our limitations, right? I mean, when we come to terms with that and get a sense and believe that our God-given strengths, you know, the Bible goes so far to say that God lives in us. So that's a whole lot of power that resides in you. And so coming to terms and grasping the fact that the power in you, the strengths in you, the capabilities in you far outweigh your limitations. The other way is finding something you're so passionate about that it forces you to think beyond your limitations. Right? Let me say that again. I want you to get that. Finding something that you're so passionate about, it forces you to think and move beyond your limitations. Let me give you an example. You know, it's Black History Month, and I got kind of reacquainted with this Black history figure. I'll just say American history figure. James Forten. He was an African American who was born free in Philadelphia in the 1700s, actually fought in the Revolutionary War. He was a Revolutionary War veteran, returned home to Philadelphia, still free, and began to work as a sailmaker, making sails for a company, right? So he's got a job. That's great. That's wonderful. But he set his sights higher. He opened his mind to greater possibilities, right? And he began to throw his energy and effort into that, so much so that the owner of the company made him the foreman. Okay, so great. Now he's a manager, he's a foreman, he's doing good, probably getting a few more benefits. And so great. He could have just stayed there and been satisfied with that. But again, he opens his mind to greater possibilities and he starts thinking about ownership. Right? So he starts learning everything he can about sail making and about the business and how you conduct business, how you deal with clients and all of these things, so that when the owner of the company retired, he bought the company from the owner. So now he owns the company. Great, wonderful. We've got an African American who in the midst of slavery owns his own company. What more can you ask for, right? Well, he didn't stay satisfied with that. Again, opening his mind to greater possibilities, he says, hey, I want to revolutionize the sail making business. I want to invent sails and tools for sail making that don't exist now. and that's what he did. And so he became a magnet for people all over the East Coast who wanted to improve their sail making business, right? So now he's a wealthy African American in this country in a time of slavery. I don't know what else you could ask for after that. Well, he set his heights to greater possibilities. And here's where passion and meaning comes in. Beyond just making a lot of money, he said, I want purpose. I want meaning in my life. And so looking beyond the limitations, a Black man in slavery, right? Among slavery. What can you do? Oh, yeah, well, I don't care if you got money. What can you do to abolish slavery? Well, he said, I think there is something I can do. There is a purpose. And so he used his money, his influence, all of his resources to start an abolitionist movement, to support existing abolitionist movements, to fund charities that help those who are disadvantaged, and to support civil rights. So he found something passionate enough, that he was passionate enough about, to overcome those limitations. He found a meaning and a purpose to live for. And when he died, he was known as, by the time he died, I should say, he was known as one of the most influential men in American history. So that's just an example of breaking through that rut and seeing greater opportunities, finding and focusing on meaning in your life, right? And that's what breaks you through to an engaging and intentional life. Here's the last thing, and this may sound cliche. I know you've heard this a lot, but it's so important to a sense of quality of life and mental health. Pay attention to the blessings that already exist in your life. Pay attention to the blessings that already exist in your life. You know, we naturally gravitate to those things that are not going well. We naturally, somehow, I don't know what it is, but we naturally tend to give all of our focus to those things that aren't going right for us. And we can get stuck on that and really become kind of obsessed with that. But if you practice thinking about those things that are good in your life, simple things, family, just being able to take a walk and enjoy a nice day, being able to go to a park, being able to throw a ball, being able to communicate. If you begin to focus on and think about and reflect on those things that are good in your life and form that habit of appreciation, of recognizing those blessings, those good things, it will then begin to overtake those negative thoughts, right? And you'll find yourself appreciating life more and just being overall happier in your life, right? So those are 3 ways to kind of overcome the hopelessness of feeling stagnant in life, feeling like you're just spinning your wheels in life, right? Again, remember, find and focus on meaning in your life. Open your mind to greater possibilities. Don't get stuck behind your limitations. Think beyond that, right? And then remember to pay attention to those things that are good in your life, right? Spending time with loved ones, that's a blessing. That's a good thing in your life. Being able to just come aside and just take in the fresh air and the environment around you. Those are good things. Focus on those things as well. All right, next time we're going to have a very special and important topic for you. So please subscribe to this channel, click that notification bell so you'll be alerted to the next episode when it comes out. And remember, in the comment section, you can submit suggestions of topics that you want to hear, or you can go to our website, hopeforyourlife.com, and you will be able to submit suggestions for topics that you would like us to discuss. Until next time, remember, there's always hope. We'll see you in the next episode.